Calling you a radical. Truth Waterloo. It's Truth Waterloo. So Putin has backed out because people are doing this. Let's talk salmon numbers. It's Truth Waterloo. They've annihilated us. Kevin Blanche is probably the most accomplished activist maybe in history, at least in modern history. Look what they've done to me. Starved me out. Why I'm in critical condition. Freaking, you don't think it's been attempted murder on me over and over and over? Social Security sent me a letter that says we want to, because I turned 62. See what you're in. So I felt nice. It says, well, how come you're not on disability? And I says, because you turned the hospital. I was in the bone marrow transplant center for 5 years. I couldn't even hardly talk. Sucked up to nothing, full of AM leukemia. And they're attacking me. Mike Lee kicked me on Medicaid. And I'm like, well, the hospital filed. And you guys denied me. We don't have anything on record. What? What? You must be a conspiracy theorist, Blanche. So the salmon numbers, it's Truth Waterloo. What they've done to me, how they've attacked me is beyond criminal. They allow YouTube sites, Facebook pages to slander me, to attack me, to physically try to kill me while I'm in critical condition. But I'm the guy. They're going after videos of mine that are 10, 12 years old. They changed the rules late in the fourth quarter, just like in Russia. How come he didn't freaking finish them off in Mariupol? They're in the still thing. Because the TASS, Pravda, Mikhail Lesson at DuPont Circle. How did Kevin Blanche know that before it even happened? Look what they've done to the truth movement. Look what they've done to it. YouTube, the great equalizer, just attacking us. FUKUSHIMA, the greatest crime in human, the greatest cover-up. It's not hypothesis now. We have the salmon numbers they go to sea for 5 years. So it's that time of year. There's no fishing. There's no gill netting. And they're coming in solo. Now remember, just 5 Chinook salmon go to sea for 5 years. Just 5 years ago, if you take out the fishing and the gill netting, I've been working the shit out of this, over 3 million, 3.3 million gill netting, fishing, but make it to, 1.4 million made it to the dam. That's after they took out 2 million fishing and gill netting. There's no gill netting and fishing. And we go from over 3 million to 400,000. That's the good news on the Columbia. There's no fishing. There's no gill netting. They stopped that 2 years ago. In 5 years. 5 years over a 90% collapse. And that's the good news. The Rogue, the Deschutes, the rest of these are down 99%. There's no dams on the July Smith, down 99%. The Chinook salmon started to, the steelhead started to collapse immediately. They go to sea 1 to 2 years. Chinook salmon, everybody love, record returns. Look at me, Blanche, Army Corps Engineers. The live cam is still out of the Army Corps Engineers live cam on the Bonneville for 7, 8 years. That's not smoking gun proof. So they're talking like this in Russia. The amount of Russian soldiers dead. Putin gives a press conference last night. He says, well, we're not going to finish off Mariupol. Why? Because I just told you. Eric Adams in New York City comes out and says, where's the activist community? Well, let's see. Black Lives Matter stole the anti-cop police from, you're looking at the guy that invented the Million Mass March. It was called the Post-Ignorance Project. Long before there was any Black Lives Matter. They stole it to buy an $8 million mansion. What did I get? I don't even have a fucking car. You look at the amount of money I've raised in 6 years, I basically have 1 or 2 investors. That's what Helen called supporters of this work. And the only platform I've had is YouTube. That's it. Daily Motion wiped out my whole library. Just illegally just took it out. They changed the rules in the fourth quarter. We're down to this. Ask Julian Assange. We have nowhere to go. This is Truth Waterloo. What are they going to do? Call in their cousin, which they already do? TASS, Pravda, CNN. Operation Foxconn News, wanted by Jetstream, 2 by Cable TV, rolls in here in 94, the same year as the baseball strike. Let's move the freaking plate up and turn it into home run derby. Wanted by Jetstream, 2 by Cable TV, but we had Google. Internet kettling. I invented that term. I remember when they interviewed me in New York City, freaking Vice, and we're like, scatter, because they're going to kettle us. And we scattered and reorganized. There's a subway system at Operation Foxconn News. Great piece of activism. All this historic work. while I'm in critical condition. Attacked, slandered. It's Waterloo right here, right now. They're burning down entire libraries. It says published. Daily Motion, they ran from France. Burned down my entire library. They're not just burning books. They're not burning books. Oh, it's nuclear energy Waterloo. They called in their cousins, TASS, Pravda, N.y.t, freaking foreign entities running all these media outlets, these global oligarchs just sucking power for the last 22 years. Biden, did he help out in Chernobyl? They stole everything, looted everything, raided everything in Chernobyl, plutonium wars. But Google knows exactly where the pandemic come from. Google knows exactly what the Z's on the tanks were. Google knows everything. Kevin Lash doesn't know shit. Fucking unbelievable, the attack on truth. I did the work. I proved all this. It's not the Great Pacific Genocide. FUKUSHIMA is not hypothesis now. I fucking proved it. Scientists are mystified. They're baffled. They're troubled. Kettle me, I'll kettle you. It's Truth Waterloo. Fukushima is it. Don't you see that? It's the greatest event in human history. And they're able to cover it up. How did Wellington do it? Where's your Wellington book? It's right here somewhere. How did they called him in? Where's Wellington? They called in their cousins. From Russia. Prince Harry. He's holding the Walmart trophy. In what? Firstborn, he married Cinderella. What am I gesturing? Truth Waterloo. They have total control, don't you see? Julian Assange going to Supermax, extradited. Unbelievable. You don't think they all work globally together? You know nothing about this war. Huh. What kind of deals were cut between Biden and freaking Putin? Obviously, because the world stood down and let them annihilate and massacre Ukraine. And nobody in the world did shit. They did nothing. I see nothing. You have to watch European media to even get anything from what that freaking massacre that's gone on over there. People in Russia are down to talking like this. They're talking like this, like here in the United States. How did they do it? One by Jetstream, two by cable TV. Mission accomplished. The assault on truth. Google burning down